Welcome to my Me Time Monday wellness hack on how biophilic design and houseplants help with air care and mental health. This is a Me Time Monday wellness hack, which is part of our Self-Care in 7 Minutes video series. I'm Sherri Snelling, gerontologist, author of Me Time Monday, and CEO of the Caregiving Club. In my book and in my blog for The Snug Home, I talk a lot about how our brains are hot-wired to connect to nature. This is particularly true when it comes to the color green and green spaces such as forest trees, green grass, office building, living walls, and indoor houseplants. It is part of a neurodesign movement called Biophilic Design. In the Greek language, bio is the word for life and philia is the word for love. So biophilia is love of nature or love of life. Studies show biophilic design is aligned with positivity psychology, and that there is a nature effect in our brain when we encounter environments that tap into our ancient memories of living outdoors and spending most of our time in nature. It can help calm our anxiety, decrease our depression, inspire us to not just survive, but to thrive. So Harvard University's E.O. Wilson, a leading biologist and naturalist, was the person who created the biophilia hypothesis, showing how humans have a genetic and instinctive connection to nature. Many people don't realize that Central Park in New York City was originally designed as a public health initiative. In the mid-1800s, we see all health break loose in America at the same time as the Industrial Revolution was transforming communities. The move from farms to urban cities for work, the introduction of technology such as electric lighting, noise, and pollution from factories, crowded housing that increased risk for epidemics like typhoid fever and cholera, as well as a 60-plus hour work week that kept people inside rather than outside in fresh air, all led to both physical and mental health issues. This is why, in 1859, Frederick Law Olmsted, a biophilic design advocate who believed health was connected to being outdoors in nature settings, was contracted by the city of New York to address the public health crisis afflicting the metropolis. Olmsted devised the Greensward Plan, or as we know it, Central Park. It became the first landscape public park in America with 270,000 trees, rolling meadows for sheep grazing, a lake and boats, curved pathways for walking and carriage rides in stark contrast to the claustrophobic griplines of the city's fast-developing concrete jungle. Housed on 843 acres in central Manhattan, the effort became known as the poor man's lung, or, more politically correct, lungs of the city, as the purpose was to coax all strata of society into fresh air oxygenated by the forest design. By 1865, Central Park welcomed more than 7 million visitors a year, almost 1/4 of the entire population of the country at that time. America's love for biophilic design had begun. Now, one of the most frequently cited researchers in evidence-based healthcare biophilic design is Roger Ulrich, who conducted a seminal study in the 70s and 80s demonstrating the healing power of nature views in a hospital setting. Ulrich had one group of hospital surgical patients placed in rooms with a nature view onto trees and plants. The other group had windows facing a brick wall. The group with a nature view were discharged from the hospital twice as fast and needed 1/2 of the medications that the brick wall group did. Several studies show people feel happier and calmer after just 10 to 20 minutes in a room with plants, while researchers found depression and anxiety were lowered for those who had houseplants. They concluded that plants are restorative. The greener the plant color, the better, and 5 plants is optimal to enhance your mood. Research on healthy living shows more greenery in both outdoor and indoor environments can improve cardiovascular health, reduce depression, and increase mental health. In another study, researchers at the Brigham and Women's Hospital and Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health found in a research group of 100,000 women, those who lived near more green spaces had a 12% lower mortality rate than those living in locations with fewer plants and greenery. Now, in our modern society, we sometimes have a disconnect between progress and nature. This has led to a new phenomenon in mental health called solastalgia. It is known as a state of distress that can affect any age group, but we see a lot of this as homesickness felt by older adults even when they are still in their homes. Australian environmental philosopher Glenn Albrecht coined the term to explain the unique mental anguish, anxiety, despair, and trauma associated with distressing events such as natural disasters including floods, fires, hurricanes, and tornadoes, as well as societal change such as increased neighborhood crime, invasive urban development such as living near strip malls or highways. The opposite of solastalgia is soliphilia, meaning love of place. Whether it is a traumatic event like a natural disaster, or a changing neighborhood or local community that may be experiencing higher crime, increased pollution, and traffic and lack of natural beauty, it is important to understand how soliphilia, which is love of place, coupled with biophilia, love of nature and life, can help us overcome some of our mental health trauma. One study conducted by researchers at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical Center found the study participants' brains changed if they lived in neighborhoods where there was violence in the community or they felt their neighbors were unwilling to help or did not hold their same values. Their brain scans showed the white matter volume changed that can affect memory, processing speed, balance, and other mobility issues. But living in a neighborhood with a lot of green space or having houseplants in the home helps soothe the brain and the anxiety. Now, green is also how we see a more positive world. The human eye sees 1 million colors, creating our own Pantone color system. But as we age, vision starts to change because at age 60, the pupils need 3 times the light needed when we were at age 20. The eye translates light into colors, and the human retina identifies colors between 400 and 700 nanometers. With the color green located at about 550 nanometers, it is the easiest color for the retina to perceive. This makes hues of greens the best color choice for older eyes. When it comes to how colors make us feel, scientists argue whether color has any true and lasting impact on psychology and physical health. However, the last several years, studies have emerged showing some colors have universal influence despite the argument that colors can be interpreted differently based on cultural background. Green has been shown to inspire vitality and has been used in ancient ceremonies as a color of fertility. It also calms the body, reduces respiration, and lowers blood pressure, which is why surgeons wear green or teal scrubs. Hues of green are considered the most optimistic according to a study published in Psychology and Aging. In fact, in older adults, green color tones spark more positive effects in memory and recall. When thinking of how home design may improve brain health and cognitive functioning, going green, both in color and other environmentally friendly approaches, may be a trend that can help all ages thrive at home. Another positive aspect of using the color green in home design is that during the colder winter months, when our landscapes are void of the energetic reds and oranges, pinks, yellows, and greens of spring and autumn, the life-affirming color of green provides a pastoral feeling even for urbanites who want a more ephemeral environment at home. Now, a National Air Duct Cleaners Association report a few years ago showed the average home collects 40 pounds of dust laced with 45 different toxins, including dead skin cells and dust mite droppings. In addition, the EPA estimates there are 2 to 5 times the air pollutants indoors than outside. The use of HEPA filters, ionic air purifiers, humidifiers, dealing with dust, and maintaining home cleanliness helps. In addition, paint manufacturers such as Sherwin-Williams offer bacteria and odor-resistant paints to help promote better air care. But plants, however, may be your best defense and super tool in creating better air care. A groundbreaking clean air study conducted by NASA in 1989 showed certain indoor plants can help reduce air pollutants and reduce carbon dioxide levels, including removal of harmful elements known as VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, such as benzene and formaldehyde. These are significant contributors to childhood asthma and increased rates of asthma in older adults. About 7% of people over 65 are often incorrectly diagnosed with COPD based on inflammation and lowered immunity when they actually have asthma. The indoor plants with the most pollutant-fighting strength are English ivy, which can reduce airborne mold in just hours, peace lily areca, and bamboo palms, which absorb pollutants and moisturize air to help with sinus problems, aloe vera plants, which release oxygen all night and fight benzene, and spider plants that absorb common indoor air pollutants like formaldehyde, benzene, xylene, and carbon monoxide. In the same way you might use a juice cleanse for your body, using houseplants as part of your biophilic design plan at home becomes a cleanse for your home. Author and biophilic advocate Richard Louv writes, "The future will belong to the nature smart. Those individuals, families, businesses, and political leaders who develop a deeper understanding of the transformative power of the natural world and who balance the virtual with the real." When it comes to our environmental wellness in our offices, neighborhoods, and homes, Going Green has new meaning and will become a key part of your wellness plan for 2025. I hope you enjoyed this Me Time Monday wellness hack. Every Monday, I'll have a new self-care in 7 minutes video for you. You can find more information in my book, Me Time Monday, the weekly wellness plan to find balance and joy for a busy life, or visit MeTimeMonday.com or caregivingclub.com. Take care and stay well.